everybody, Bonjour forever. Always remember that. Shotgun next. Going back many, many years, in the apartheid days, although I must admit that our organization, Bonjour, understand how to live closely, we had likings of Hanshi Deena Naidu, even Dino trained with us as well. Going back to those days, we didn't have that. I didn't even know about apartheid those days because I was quite young. But the first time I met Dina Xiang was at the Holiday Inn. I don't even remember that. There was a meeting, Kyoshi Xiang was there.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay, so I met him the first time, because you spoke a little bit of Japanese, so Kyoshi Xiang was there as well. And I met Dina Seiwei. As a young person, skinny, and I thought, now, I've never met this person. I met Hanshi before, I met Tony, I met Emma Kavish, never Dina Naidu. So, one of my close friends was Larry Foster, at that stage, was training under Dina Sensei. And a guy called Johnny Jacobs. Now, Johnny Jacobs was training with me as well, and we were close partners. He said, now, Ben, come across and train with Dina Naidu Sensei. You'll be amazed. And I must admit, in the 70s, this man was awesome. Now that's coming from me when I was a very good fighter. But this man's karate was absolutely a cut above everybody else. His basics, his kata, his form was absolutely incredible. Now when I look at it, where I judge someone, is by shikodachi. If you've got a good shikodachi, I can make you into a good karate. Dina, I must admit, those days I saw that to be a fantastic shikodachi, and I enjoyed training with him. Yeah, that's you saw that. And he had that nice badge, the red, the fist, and I'll never forget those days. So, I must admit that it was a disaster that you went overseas and left us. If Dina stayed, he would have been the chief instructor of Bonjour Club today, not Peter Brady.
Thank you, Shihan. Well said. I've learned a few things. Mrs. Pillay, would you like to say a few words on behalf of your wonderful husband? I'll bring the mic to you.
Good evening, everyone. It's a beautiful atmosphere this evening, meeting lots of wonderful people, I must say. To me, lots of things are very new, and I am not so well versed as Mr. Pillay in karate, although we are together for 40 years. But I want to say it's my pleasure to meet you, Dina, and your wife, and all you lovely people, all you karatekas, and also practicing myself and being a first degree black belt. Thank you. I really feel honored to be among such great karatekas that I get this evening, and thank you so much for being here in our company. God bless you all. Safe travel to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Shraddha Pillay. Well done. My dear sister-in-law Mani, would you like to say a few words? I'll try to bring the mic to you. Vikas, where are you? Will there smoke in the cake of each?
Where does it bring it from?
Hi everybody. My name is Mani, for those of you who don't know me. Dina is my brother-in-law. And
We're married together.
right. We had a double wedding. And amongst all you August people, I must say that I trained in karate as well. And I went pretty high up the ladder. Orange belt. It was actually a yellow belt. I was a white belt, okay? yellow. And it was all of us who graded. And eventually everybody got certificates and I was just sitting there. And Deena and my husband Seiwei were walking around and talking to each other. I wondered what happened. I thought maybe I failed. But actually, they double graded. So we really, that's why it took so long for them to decide. I was so worried you would be saying
He was worried he's going to lose a prize.
But we're very, very proud. We're really proud of him. He's done so well all over the world, and it's wonderful to be here today and be a part of this. It was so enjoyable and so lovely to meet everybody.
Thank you, Mare. Just to let you all know, the very first name our dojo was known by was Hirosaki Karate Do. It meant the land of the rising sun. So I'll take the mic to one of the very first students. Let's say in David and Westfall. If you would like to say a few words together, it's your choice. Only 3 minutes, eh?
3 minutes starts now.
These guys are having fun. Yeah, I can't speak for as long. I can cover a lot of ground when I speak. It is an honor to be present here today to honor Hanshi Deena Naidu. I was first introduced to karate by my dad, who did it through a book. I had a book that was an authentic Japanese book by Sensei Bobby Lowe, who was a Kyoshi master. And my dad gave me this book and I continued looking at it, studying it, and used my brother as an assistant to try and work out what was in this book. And so I started training and went to some local dojos. And when I got to university, I was a student at the phys ed department. And at that time, Sensei Deena had started the university club. And as you have heard, my current instructor, Kyoshi Ben, he spoke of form. And so when I saw from an aerial point of view, I was on the bridge there, and the gym was at the bottom. And so when I looked over and I saw Sensei Deena at that time, it was a form that struck me. And I said, well, that's what I'm going to do. And so from that time, in the 70s to now, I haven't stopped training. So I want to thank him for his inspiration and for motivating me. I have to say that I enjoyed he speaks of the Sakamoto touch of Kumite, and I think he trained many of us in that direction. And I'm not sure if Ben Shia will agree, I might have that touch. When I say that, I'm going to say to you, I went through many masters. I've been fortunate enough to have many masters. So from Hanshi Deena, at that time he was Sensei Deena, I've been through the IKGA, I spent 30 years there, and then I went on to Seiwei, and we are exposed to a wide range of grandmasters. So when we go to Japan, we're not looking at one or two, we're looking at more than a couple of dozen. So the JKF is just made up of 8 grandmasters, of whom we train, and we are just the students. So I want to thank Hanshi Deena for his guidance. I was almost, I have to tell you this because Pradeep raises me. He said, where's my purple belt? We used to hand over the belts. So Pradeep, I didn't have a belt, so I don't know where I was going to that. I needed a belt, so that was the belt I was given. I had trained, of course, but I didn't have the belt. So I borrowed Pradeep's belt, and up to today I think I still have it. It was a purple belt, and in those days nobody was in a hurry to grade you. So just to let you know, Hanshi Deena, I wore that purple belt for 3 years. Before I went to Grand Prix. But I think it all paid off. But I want to thank you. They said there's nothing greater than paying your respect to your teachers. Hanshi Deena would have been one of those early instructors that taught me. Ben Xian would have been another senpai of ours when he was in IKTA, and he currently is a colleague of mine at Seiwei. Right? And then our other master here, who's Hanshi Deena, not only teaches us karate, but also is a astute administrator in karate. So we want to congratulate you for leading scholarships.
Thank you all, and keep it up. Pratibha, would you like to say a few things? Sorry guys, we'll just be a few more minutes before the action starts.
Good evening, Hanshi. Hanshi Deena Naidu and the family. It's a remarkable journey. Mine is a little different because we parted ways for different purposes. But the bedrock of my life has been laid in the karate world. I pursued a very rigorous path beyond karate. The foundation of my spiritual life is embedded in the discipline of karate. I want to say to you, frustrations. I appreciate that, because that has taken a long journey closer to the purpose of human life. And something that has instilled in me discipline, respect, patience, tolerance, courage, and tenacity to succeed. Those were some of the words that we didn't have an understanding when you use them. For example, you did pranayama. You taught us breathing exercise, but you never said this pranayama is such a great thing to do. And I spent a lot of my life under a very well-renowned Swami, with the head of the Divine Life Society. My life was molded around him. And he also had a surname of Naidu as well. So my first guru was yourself, Sensei. I want to say from my heart that paved the way and laid the foundation for a lot of important things in life. Jay of the year knows a lot about it. But without that discipline of character, you can't go very far. And that was founded in karate. I must admit that, acknowledge it, pay tribute to you today, to your family. We also remember the time of Mama-san, that's your mother. She used to cook a lot of food and wash the pots and do everything and fed all the karatekas that came that she used to feed them. And your dad was quite a strict guy. I think he was a police. And he would pick me up from my house in Spencer Road, take me to Reservoir Hills while you were in Japan. And we'd run all the classes and get back in the evening. And then we had a few other people that played an important part in the life of the Washington Karate Institute. And there was Dina Naidu, who was a favorite friend of mine. All these rascals next door, because I was the youngest in the club. Right? And we spent a lot of time walking from Clara State to Ashabad. There was no fear. We would carry our kit in the knapsack, and the only fear came from dogs. And it was Senpai Lux. Maggie was always a difficult guy with administrative, wanting to collect the fees. And I remember it's so nice to see Dutz here today, and Michael. And because Senpai Silly, there's a little story about him. When he was dating his wife, I used to see him walking past Spencer Road. And he was also a secretary at one stage in our school. So when we looked at it, it was a large family. But life has many purposes. I'm happy that we're promoting the spiritual side of life, not the religious side of it, because in unity we all are that light. I'm grateful today that you invited me. I've seen some friends who need to return my belt. But the family in Protea Road, I think it was 29. 29 Protea Road. We used to train on Friday evenings. And in many ways, you were like a hero to me. And as a young guy, I started crying. Whatever you had over there, you would take a small spring and the cushion and replicate it. And emulate it. So you were like a guru to me. And later on in life, I realized how important it is to pay respect and gratitude. I want to thank you and also thank you for giving us this opportunity to come together, honor you and celebrate your achievements and that of your family. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing back old memories. Can I call my dear friend here? I know he's got itchy feet at the moment. He wants to stand up. Let's say a few things.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to all of you. My acknowledgement to Hanshi Deena and my dear wife, and of course my it's a esteemed pleasure and honor to say to Hanshi Deena Naidu and your dear wife that we are very proud of you. And I'm not speaking karate tonight. I was in the dojo with my daughter Roshni for about 3 weeks and I gave it up. But I still managed to do 15 press-ups every week. So you can gauge by that. But from a family perspective, and not from the martial arts perspective, I say that we value you, we honor you, and we thank you, not only for your spirituality, but what you imparted into the body of karate as an art form, and bringing some form of discipline. So your pioneers, as I've heard tonight, your stalwarts, and from the old Springtown area, I know some of you guys. And yeah, it was very good for us having someone in the family that's carrying this banner. And our prayer and hope is that it will continue. And we thank you for your endeavors, your sterling work in that part of the world. And recognized, even I saw some of the video clips in India, and we are very proud of that. So I might not be a fundi in the martial arts, but as part of the family, we want to thank you and we want to salute you for the sterling work that you have been doing. Thank you.
Thank you. I go on to Shagan Rules. He was a terror committee, and if he finds somebody in the state down. Shagan, would you like to say a few words?
Good evening, everybody. I'm not sure that I'm still bound out. Dina and myself, we trained together for many years. I think we started from White Belt up. And we're also close buddies. I'm proud of your honor today. It makes us all proud that you come from our area. Thank you so much.
Thank you, dude. Michael, would you like to say a few things? Okay, I will speak on your behalf. You're lucky, you're really able to stay.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for inviting and having my dad and I here. It's been a good evening, yes, and a very wonderful both the music and the dance. I want to begin by saying I am not a student of karate, but it has been a part of our family life and our home since I was born. My father trained with Hanshi Deena since early 20s. And so I want to share something with you that I found quickly on my phone. This was something that my brother and I had stuck on the inside of our room doors for you know that old photo, that celebrity poster, or whatever it is that you have stuck on the inside of your room door, if you've always lived in the same house, it stays there. And you unconsciously pass it by every day, every moment, and it enters you. So this is something that Hanshi Deena Naidu had written years ago, and in retrospect, it has formed a part of who we are, stemming from my father, stemming from Hanshi Deena. It's creed of a karateka. My parents are my divine essence. My nature is seeking inner wisdom. My strengths are my experiences, good or bad. My friends are faith and forgiveness. My heroes are the sons of God. My path is to follow the true messengers of our Father. My quest is total surrender. My weapons are love and truth. My goals are to find peace within and create it with others. My duty is service to society. My responsibility is being my true self. My desire is to expel all my weaknesses. My teacher is divinity. My guide is my master and nature itself. My father is our creator and mother creation. My brothers are humanity. My family is the entire cosmic play. My true and best friend is God. Sometimes life is not going to be easy. We have to at times fight for righteousness. That is what Kafka is meant for. And that infiltrated our lives in all aspects. And somehow, the teaching of the spirit that comes from karate, although I'm not a student of it, gave me a sense of my own spirit. And externally, I only came to realize this not so many years ago, maybe 3 years ago, when I visited Korea and we did a 1-hour lesson in Taekwondo. And then we had to break the board. And I think I would assume that takes a lot of training in that. But I broke the board and I was like, how did I do that? And I understand the struggle, and we've always felt, tonight is the first evening, as many of you in person are meeting Hanshi Deena, but I've always known you. I understand the struggle that South Africa has with unity. But I do believe that everyone has their own path to follow. And once we achieve that unity here, the stepping stones for the global unity will have already been. And I hope you all have a good evening.
Thank you so much. I know Hanshi Deena has to take an early morning flight, but I just need 9 more minutes of your time. The gentleman there, would you like to say a few words? Yes. I'll give you 2 and 3/4 minutes.
And it's nice to be with everybody here. It's an absolute honor to be with such influential people in the karate fraternity. I had no idea that, when I was going to be today, that I was going to be meeting all of you guys, and I'm really blessed and honored to have met you. It's something, karate is something that I wish I'd taken up in my younger years, but unfortunately, it was a side of sport, but it's something that, that really inspired me as well. I think disciplining karate should be the fundamental basis of every sport, and it shows the discipline and also the drive and the tenacity to move on. So I just have to say, thank you so much for today.
Thank you. And to many, one of our Springtown greats, I remember the one time when we were singing, Hanshi Deena and myself, and Manny happened to come by and he said, Deena, what's this one guy that went to Japan and comes around, flashing his muscles and wants to take us to town. You reckon, look, all I have to